What's up, great people? This is it. This is it. At the time of this recording, the Nintendo Switch is going to be in every average consumer gamer's hands in under 13 hours. By average, I mean the Nintendo fans, the Sony fans, the Xbox fans, or even the PC fans that are wanting to see what the Nintendo Switch has to offer. We have 13 hours to go. Let's get it, man. Let's get it. But there are several YouTubers that have already provided their viewpoints and the reviews, which will be in the description, and they will be spoiler free for the Nintendo Switch as well as for Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And honestly, from my thoughts, I have not experienced a lot of the hype that has happened until the past 20 years of a Zelda game, of Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. It's already overtaking the hype level that was already set for Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. I remember several years around the time that before it released, walking into Sears, and I just kept playing that thing. We used to have these Sears terminals, right? These not terminals. Excuse me. By over in the clothing section, and they would always at Sears, they would always mix the clothing in with electronics, because you would be, it was for young boys, and there'd be a lot of clothes, which is weird. And then right next to the clothes, you turn around and you see Nintendo 64 terminal that you can literally sit at, because I guess they couldn't think of anywhere else to put it around that time. They sat it over there, and so many people would sit back and just play it. And I remember my mother taking us over there to buy some clothes for school and shoes for school, and I would just sit back and just play Legend of Zelda on the Nintendo 64. And at the time I had a PlayStation. I believe I had a PlayStation first. Yeah, I did have a PlayStation first. No, yeah, because my cousin got it and I wanted it. And then I played that for hours, and I just lost track of time playing the game. And my mother would say, "Hey, it's time to go." And I was like, "Well, I just want to play for a little bit longer, just a little bit." So, granted, we don't have those times anymore, but the hype from when I heard people talking about the game after I had played it at school, and just hearing some adults say, "Oh man, this game is great, this game is really good," and then seeing the reviews come out for it in the GamePro magazines and the Electronic Monthly magazine, and even Nintendo Power obviously gave it a high score because it's their own bread and butter, but it was an honest review. So the hype levels are already overtaking the storm of that. To say a few videos I've watched already, one of them being Happy Console Gamers video, which I have in the description below as well. Here's a little quote. He's saying that he's played all the Zelda games. He has stated that the best Zelda game he's played is Legend of Zelda 1987, the original one. And I got an excerpt from it. It says, "I've enjoyed all the rest of the games," quote, "Legend of Zelda, but I've got to say something kind of crazy, something kind of wild. Breath of the Wild is my favorite Zelda game of all time. Hands down, easily said," end quote. And he said this after just a week of playing the game. Then you've got Go Nintendo's review ending at 41 minutes. In the description, a wealthy lot of information in that video. And even GameXplain's lasting at 16 minutes. A couple of their videos have like some new armor and new sets. I know in GameXplain it has 2 weapons and shields. I have a sword and a shield I have not seen before in the game out of all the games, because I'm trying to keep myself from watching all the rest of those. But they have them uploaded, and they're spoiler free when it comes to the story, mind you. Any gamer that is hesitant to play Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, I'm telling you, the hype is off the scale. I was going to say off the charts, but it's off the scale. Off the charts. It's going crazy as far as I've seen online. And the leaks and the trailers building up to the game's release show that this game is most definitely worth your $60 price tag. So a lot of the gamers out there are like, well, I'm not a Zelda fan, I don't play these type of games. That's cool, since that's something that you're wishing to hold yourself, that you're wanting to hold yourself to. I, growing up, never liked Zelda. I played Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, and I'm probably going to get skewered over the internet for saying this. When I was a kid, I couldn't get past the first part. By the first part, I mean when you walk up to the rock and you have to pick up the rock and throw it out of the way to get into the basement. I thought it was so dumb because I was so impatient. Now, this is so stupid. Why can't I just pick up this rock and then finish the next completion? This game is done. I took it back. Lo and behold, about 4 or 5 years later, a cousin of mine actually had the game and was giving the game a lot of praise. And I said, well, that game, no, it's dumb. And I actually went back and played it. And I actually got past that part and continued to play the game throughout. That game is just amazing. And was so dumbfounded to hear myself, at age, I believe 9 or 10, just saying, this game is dumb. And I could not have played such a better game I've ever played in my life. So to hear the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and how this hype is overtaking the community in a good way, I'm excited to hear that. And so any gamer that has said, I'm not a Zelda gamer, I don't like Zelda, I don't like the fact that I have to go through puzzles, or any game you play has a puzzle, whether it's a sports game or a first-person game. Puzzles are keys to or basic understandings of logic and seeing patterns. So with that being said, you could play Madden and there's some sort of twist or puzzle if you're trying to figure out how easy you can get down the yards to make it to a touchdown. Albeit it's not a very thought out puzzle, but it's a puzzle and pattern nonetheless. So I personally think Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is worth your $60 price tag. For those that are not the Legend of Zelda consumers or that don't buy the games, I personally think that it's going to be worth your price tag. Anyone's price tag, really, because you just got about anything in the game. I've seen a couple of videos online talking about a couple of the mini games. I haven't seen those. I don't plan to, because I want to sit down and play this game throughout. So if you're buying the Nintendo Switch, this is a separate topic. If you're buying the Nintendo Switch at launch, then this is the only game that is really, not saying that no other game is worth your time, but this is the AAA game. This is the game to get. And I'm not saying that because I love Nintendo, because I do love Nintendo, but this series is going to be a really great start off to a new chapter. The best way I used to gauge a game, personally myself, if the $6 price tag isn't enough for you, isn't feasible for you, which I understand nothing's feasible these days, with the price of with everything going up in price, including your local grocery stores, with just trying to get some bread that's like $2, and then now you find out it's $5 to $6. I know, I'm just throwing things out there. This is a script that I put up, but I'm just kind of going off the cuff. Everything's going up in price, but then some games are going down in price. You have your indie developers, you have your AAA games. This game is heavily anticipated, and much more than what's the word I'm looking for? It's much more than a AAA game. I like to call it a AAA game because that's what I'm used to calling it. But I think that The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, when I do play it and sit down and play it and see all the game has to offer, from what I'm thinking, I think that it's going to be much more than a AAA game. People are going to put the whole reviewers and average consumers are going to look at it and say, yeah, it's a AAA game, it's a Zelda. I'm gonna look at it for much more. So for those who have never played Legend of Zelda, I suggest you branch your gaming appetite if you do plan on getting the Nintendo Switch at launch. So that's all I had to say. Just a 2-minute blog. Again, we are less than 13 hours away from the Nintendo Switch being released to the public, released to the fold, released to the lambs. And I don't know why I said released to the lambs. Released to the sheep, I guess I could say. And having one of the most anticipated games that we've waited for over the past 6 to 7 years being in development. By the way, beautiful people, I'm actually currently working on a review for Neo for the PS4, as well as a few things I'm thinking down the pipeline. It will take quite some time for me to complete the review because of the fact that Neo is a very gruesome game and very brutal game. So I do want to make sure that the content I display on my channel is focused on being family friendly. So please keep that in mind. Once again, beautiful people, thank you for taking your time to watch this video. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below on what we discussed. Go ahead and hit the like button. Doing so lets me know what content you like me to make going forward in the future. And subscribe to my channel, The Fabld One, for more vlogs, reviews, and discussions. And everyone have a beautiful day.